Welcome to Backyard Barbecue. My name is Matt. On today's episode, we're going to be smoking up some apple maple bourbon pies. I'm going to walk you through the recipe process. Stick around. We're going to be using some bees honey, some vanilla extract. We are going to be putting in some pumpkin pie spice. This spice does include cinnamon and ginger blended together. We are going to be adding some plain old ground cinnamon. Of course, we'll be adding in some bourbon. You can pick whatever you have laying at home, whatever's the cheapest or convenient for you. Today we're going to be keeping things simple. We're going to go ahead and use canned apple pie filling instead of cutting out apples today. You can pick this up at your local grocery store. You can use whatever you like. Alright guys, first thing here is to get our cans of apple pie filling. Get these cracked open, get these added into the bowl. Once we get those in, we're going to start adding our ingredients. Now that we have our apple pie filling emptied out into the bowls, I end up only using 5 cans. The 6th can here I left just in case that we need to add some more. We'll kind of just eye it because we are making 3 pies. So our first ingredient is going to be 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon. We're going to add that in. Now the apple pie filling mix does come pre-seasoned and also has sweeteners in it already. So all we're doing is just spoofing this up just a little bit. Our next ingredient is going to be our pumpkin pie spice, which also has ginger and some other spices in it. That's 1 teaspoon. Our ground nutmeg is also going to be 1 teaspoon. And our vanilla extract is also going to be 1 teaspoon. We also are going to add in some honey. Probably about 1 teaspoon of honey in this. Just kind of eye it. You can adjust it accordingly. We're just using some local bees honey. We are also going to add in some maple syrup. This is local pure Ohio maple syrup. We are in Ohio. This will be about 1 teaspoon. Just kind of eye it. Just like that. You can add and adjust as you go. Once you get this stirred in and incorporated, you can taste it for flavor. You can take away, you can't take away, but you can add in more or less, or whatever your desired preference is. Now to add our bourbons into the apple pie filling. You can use whatever bourbon, scotch, I mean pretty much anything you like, rum. I just picked this up because it's inexpensive. We're going to add some Evan Williams. So I have a 1/2 cup of Evan Williams Kentucky bourbon. This is a Cleveland, Ohio specialty whiskey that I picked up at my local liquor store. It's a Christmas bourbon. And it actually has some Christmas spices and has really good notes in it. So we added a 1/2 cup of that as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to add that into our mix. And we're going to get that stirred up here. Okay, we're going to get this all incorporated together and mixed up. Then what we'll do is we'll taste the apple pie filling, and then we can add more bourbon if we like. Maybe you want more cinnamon, maybe you want more nutmeg, a little bit more maple. I'm not adding sugar because this apple pie mix itself in the cans is pretty sweet. All we're doing with this is kind of putting our own spin, adding a little bit of extra spices, of course that bourbon flavor. Man, the smell on this, if you could smell this, it smells amazing. It's just the color, the bourbon's coming through the notes here. That cinnamon. This is going to be some good stuff. Now we are doing 3 pies. Like I said, I only end up using 5 cans instead of the 6. If we need to add more apples into the mix as we're pouring our shells, then I'll go ahead and make another batch of this. But this should be good quantity here for 3 pies. We're going to give this a taste, and then we're going to move along to getting our pie shells, cutting the pie crust to do our lace on top, and then out to the smoker. Okay, everything's all blended together. The taste test, I did taste it. Everything's balanced out perfectly. So I'm not gonna adjust anything here. Just gonna leave it how we did it. I'm gonna let this sit in the bowl here in the refrigerator for about 15-20 minutes. I want those apples to kind of suck in all that flavor. The bourbon will get drawn into the apples themselves, and then we're gonna move along here to getting the pie crust set up. All right, moving along to our pie crust. These are the pans that I'm using today. Just easy throwaways. The pie crust I picked out here. I found these 2 in the store. That's all they had. And I went to another store to find these. Christmas is in 2 days, so pie crusts are selling off the shelves pretty fast. So these work fine. It's just a lot easier doing this way and faster. We're just not going to make our own pie crust today. We're going to move along to show you how to lay the pie crust inside the pans, and then we're going to cut out the lace, and then we'll show you how to weave. Okay, pie crust, you want to get your packages opened up. These come 2 in a pack. Get them rolled out, flatten out the best you can. Then we'll get them inserted into the pans. Okay, we want to lay the crust into the pan. And we're going to run this across and get this pie crust tucked in best we can. We kind of lift up a little bit on the edges to get the crust to come up above a little bit. Just want to stretch it just a tad. We want the crust to come up on the edges here, so when we do our lace, we're able to take the lace, roll it under, pinch it, and that will keep our lace from falling off when you're cutting into the pie, and it will adhere and bake together. Just like that. Okay, we want to get our pie shells filled. The apples were resting inside the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. We're going to give these a quick mix again, just in case anything's settled. And we're going to begin filling our pies here. It smells so good. This should be plenty for 3 pies, so we won't need our extra can. Okay, I'm gonna get the rest of these filled up, and I'll be right back, and then we're gonna move along to doing the lace. Alright guys, we got our apple pies filled, all 3, just like that. Now we're gonna move on to doing the weave lace on the tops. Now it's time to do the lace and the weave on top of our pie. I just use a cookie cutter, it's just easier to cut straight pieces that way. You can either do a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, whatever you prefer. I just take the cutter, I just run these across, just try to eye it the best you can. Doesn't need to be perfect. It's the fastest, simplest way to do it. get these pulled apart, and then we'll show you here how to lace the pie. Alright, now we're going to move on to laying our pieces across the top and starting our lacing procedure. I think you should go for the small ones at the end. Just kind of lay these across like this. Kind of press down firmly to get them to stick. Just like that. Use a small one here. That way it's not too long. What you want to do is you want to pull back and every other. Take your piece here, come across, put these back down. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to take the alternating ones, pull these back, lay the piece across, lay these back down, and you're going to repeat the process until you're all the way towards the end here. Like I said, you can cut these as thick as you want, whatever you prefer. As we come towards the end, I'm going to stretch out one of these small pieces. That'll be fine for what I'm doing. That's going to be a rustic looking pie. So these leaves don't have to be perfect, but when you're done, you're going to have something pretty similar to this. And then we're going to go ahead and rotate this and then tuck these in and then roll them on the edges. Okay guys, we got our weave almost completed. Now we're going to take our ends with the crust laid inside. We're going to roll them and pinch. We're going to take this, lift up, roll under, tuck, pinch. And you're going to do that all the way around. This will keep the lace on top secure in place. It's also going to give you a thicker crust on the top edge here. Just pick up and roll, and pinch. Try to get this even as possible. Pick up, roll, pinch, corner piece. You're going to do this all the way around on all three pies, or how many pies you're doing. And then we'll get back to glazing the lace on top of actual bourbon. We'll be right back. Alright guys, now our lace is completed. We are going to brush bourbon on the lace of the crust of the pie. This will help add flavor to the pie. So we're going to get this brushed on. Just kind of just simply lightly just coat the crust with, just like that. It smells good. Yeah, just brush the bourbon on all the edges, all the crust that's visible. Just like that. We'll get these done and we'll move out to this one. The glaze, bourbon glaze, has been coated on all three pies. We're gonna take these outside and get them on the pit. We're gonna roll these on smoke for probably about an hour, and then we're gonna crank up the heat. We'll see you outside. Hey guys, welcome back outside. I got the pies on here, all three, ready to go. Pitboss, we're about to fire her up. We're gonna run her on the smoke setting for about an hour, and then I'm gonna bump up the temperature, and then we're gonna get these bad boys cooking. Stick around. We are gonna be running the Bear Mountain barbecue pellets, Gourmet blend. I love these pellets, man. I've had nothing but good things to say about these guys. Pellet size, the moisture content, the smoke output. I have no flame outs with these. I love the company. Scope these guys out if you've not done so. They're not sponsored with this video whatsoever. I just love the brand. Alright guys, let's get this thing fired up. We're gonna run this on the smoke setting for about an hour. And then we're gonna get the temperature cranked up here after the first hour. Alright buddies, I'll check back in here shortly. Alright guys, we got the Pitboss up and rolling here. Just waiting for it to flame on. We got smoke rolling out here as the auger feeds more pellets in. And then once this thing gets going, we'll get the pies back on here. I didn't want to leave the pies on during startup because we all know the billowing of smoke is not necessarily the cleanest smoke right away. So we're going to wait till this thing gets going here. I'll get the pies on. And then we'll check back here about an hour or so. Alright, it's been an hour. I bumped up the temp to 350. We can see the color of the pie crust starting to change from the smoke and the heat. What we're looking for here is the crust to get nice and crispy. I'm also looking for the inside pie filling to start to bubble. Once that takes place, we're going to go ahead and foil the outside crust. That way the crust doesn't get more done than the rest of the pie. We'll see you back here. Alright guys, I just pulled the pies off the Pitboss Pro Series 1100. They're going to need to sit here and cool for a few hours. Man, I wish you guys could smell these. They smell phenomenal. Man, they look phenomenal. Just that aroma. That smells like a bakery in here. Yeah, I'm going to let these cool for 2-3 hours. Get the tops on. Unfortunately, we won't be cutting into these because these will be taken over to relatives and friends' house for the Christmas holiday. That's coming up here in 2 days. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Man, these are going to be some great pies. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you could please like, subscribe, share, hit that thumbs up button. This is my first official YouTube video. There's going to be more coming your way. It is winter season here in Ohio, so I am being restricted as what I can do. Christmas is also in 2 days. Times are busy, especially in these crazy COVID times. I really appreciate everybody's support and encouragement through my friends and family that have really supported me in doing this, and I'm excited. I can't wait to do more cooks on the Pitboss and explore, try new things, and just think outside the box. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.